But it takes me back to this phrase that, my guy Dr. Darius Daniels always says is that the highest level of compensation is not money. The highest level of compensation is fulfillment. Because a lot of people can have the bag, but if they're miserable, if they're battling that, then what good is it? So what's good? What's good? What's good? Online community, social media, family. This is Sports Therapy Podcast where good conversations meet great athletes. Y'all know what it is. Continue to hit that subscribe button wherever you listen, wherever you watch. YouTube, Spotify, Apple, all those dope things, man. Continue to stay connected with us as we continue to push great content. Today, man, we got some spicy topics on today. I think it's gonna be some good stuff. Y'all know what it is. The host with the most, Willie Beeman. My guy, what's up,
JJ,
man?
what's
JJ
good,
the Jet
man?
Plane. JJ the Jet Plane, Bible
Hey,
Bandit, all those different
hey,
names.
I'm gonna put this out there so people don't be saying nothing in the comments. Before y'all say anything,
What?
yes, I do sound very tired because today's been a long day. But the Lord has kept me and gave me the strength to make it through the day. But hey, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Just
You
pray for
here,
me, boy.
bro?
Pray for you, boy.
You here? You still breathing? You here, bro? Y'all already know, man. We always got to kick off the show with our brotherhood check in. Just checking in one another, make sure we good, make sure we copacetic. All those different things. So, yeah, my guy, just kind of share with me. How you feeling, how you moving, how your week been. I know it's been a lot since
Uh,
we, but a brief
yeah,
summary.
like, yeah. Um, I'm gonna say that this week, past couple weeks, have been very eye-opening. Um,
Yeah.
I've been having to look, I've been having to look at the Lord, and while looking at him, he's showing me a mirror of myself and
Mm-hmm.
showing me the things in myself that are ugly in a sense. And was like, this is
Mm-hmm.
what we gotta deal with, son. This is what we gotta work on,
Yeah.
son. Um, and just dealing with those those thoughts and those feelings and stuff like that that come with that.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
because the Lord loves me that he's doing it. So, focusing on that rather than what he's actually revealing to me. So,
That's good. Well said. Well said. Brief summary. Brief summary. Now, for me, kind of similar. I know we had conversations here recently. Kind of similar in regards to having to navigate seasons of being in between grief and gratitude. We had this conversation here recently. So, same here, man. Trying to be that husband, for Tamika. The weight is still heavy, and I told you before and told y'all on the show before that I don't always have the words to say in those moments. And so, yeah, I remember sitting in the pews Sunday, this past Sunday, and just tears coming down my eyes because I felt like I felt the pain of her suffering. And I believe that's shows that we care because scripture tells us rejoice with those who rejoice, mourn with those who mourn. So if you don't feel anything based on what someone else is going through, you might want to, check yourself,
mhm.
and so even in that moment, tears coming down and the Lord just had me interceding for her, the best way I knew how. And so, yeah, just trying to navigate that season and giving her shoulders to lean on and that safe space. And yeah, just finding ways to continue to build. My guy, what happened?
My fault,
Oh,
man. It's raining over here and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
oh,
Bad
was it
connections, bro.
the? My God, but yeah, that's it's kind of the season that I'm navigating. But I'm gonna be all right, man. I'm gonna be all right. The Lord gives us the
Uh,
oil of joy for mourning. He gives us beauty for ashes. You know what I'm saying? He gives us the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness. So, yeah, we're gonna get through it. As long as I'm breathing, we're gonna be all right. But yeah, glad we was able to check in. There'll be more there. Y'all know how we do. But I have to continue to set the framework of the show. An icebreaker question. Y'all know the viewers and listeners, we always got to give these spicy icebreaker questions. So for today, when we think about sports, bro, you hear coaches, when you hear athletes, they always use this phrase of the game is a matter of wins and a matter of losses. No in between. You either winning or you losing. Whether it's basketball,
mm.
football, baseball, soccer, whatever the case may be. And so my question is, bro, is has there ever been a loss in your personal life that taught you more than wins in your life?
Has there been a loss in my life that's taught me more than a win?
Wins in your life? Because we always get hung up on the wins, but we never embrace the
Uh,
losses and what that looks like. So yeah, that's the question.
um,
I see that's a good one. Got to think on that one.
yeah, you go first, cause like I don't know what I want to share up on this
Yeah.
pod, bro. You go first.
Oh, I was thinking about it earlier. So many directions I can go. Probably most recent, and I think I shared. Well, I have shared this with y'all. My recent experience last year working at the library, the whole teen incident. Fight happening. Police getting involved, navigating it. Seeing footage and all of that, man. That was a very, very tough season for your boy, and I'm so grateful that I was able to get through it with the help of my therapist, being from Seven Therapy to help me navigate that season. But that was very, very difficult, very hard. You mentioned earlier, the Lord showing a reflection of you looking in the mirror and like, dang, that was me that made those bad decisions. That was me that made those poor choices. And so looking back on it now, that loss taught me a lot, and I think what I learned from it was learning now to be more alert, to be more aware, to be more intentional, to pay attention to detail. When people are around me, whether it's in the library, whether it's at church, whether it's grocery store, wherever I'm going. I think the Lord was dealing with me in those areas in regards to that being a tremendous um loss in that point of my life, but definitely a lot better now. Got through it, grew through it. Not looking back like Lot's wife, did in scripture. But yeah, that taught me a lot. I mean, I have a lot of things that I've went through in regards to losses, but that one was probably the most recent. Looking back at it now. So that's what I would say for me. Yeah, my God.
Um, yeah, nah. I feel like for me, I'm not gonna lie, the way the Lord speaks to me, it's not necessarily there are ways of looking at things as wins, but I don't honestly see a bunch of wins in my life. And what I mean is like
Mm,
I don't believe that a bunch of good stuff happens to me that I can be like, oh, this was a win. Like, okay, so let me give an example. So for me, um, I guess the closest thing I would say was the whole car situation. Getting the
yeah.
car, yes, that was a win, but the experience on getting the car didn't make it feel like a win. You get what I'm saying? So like I could change
Mm,
it, obviously. I can change the perspective on it, like, okay, this was a win. but it didn't feel feel like a win going through it or after the fact. Like obviously getting the car was a win, but like the whole experience, I
Right.
didn't believe it was a win. But changing my perspective and seeing God's hand through it all was the win. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. Yeah, yeah. That makes sense.
So like for me, I don't think that there is a lot, at least in this season of my life, that the Lord is like, here's something. This is a win, and then it's showing me something.
Right.
I feel like I'm not gonna put that. I'm not gonna put that as its theology, but I believe a lot of believers they go through stuff in life which way more on the side of losses, but you get benefit from the losses.
True.
Does that make sense?
That
Like
makes sense.
whether it's a job, okay, you get a job, yes, but now the new job is teaching you how to have more patience. The job is maybe further away from your house. Like it says in the Bible that we're gonna go through things and life's not gonna be easy and
Hmm.
stuff like that because of
Yeah.
who we are and who we belong to. So like I don't see us having a bunch of wins in our life. Can we see stuff as wins? Yes, but I don't see us having a bunch of wins, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But
Makes sense.
um I'm gonna say for me, I'm gonna try to just pick something close. Um there was there was a dang, bro. There's a lot be going on, bro.
It's a
Okay,
heavy
I'm gonna
one
just say
right there.
this. So there was a time where, so I started going to therapy. I think either in 2024 or 2025. I don't remember which one it was exactly, but I started
Yeah.
going to therapy with my mother and my brother, and then I branched off and started going by myself.
Yeah.
I started off with a lady, but then as I started going, she was like, I really think it's beneficial for you to go to therapy with a man so that way you can, not only a man, but a man who's married and a man who believes in God. So you can see that from that lens and he could try to help you work through the stuff that you got going on. Now, was it a rule? No, but she did recommend it. So because she recommended it, I was like, all right, let me give it a try. But recently during the holidays we fell off because everyone has holidays, everyone has their own thing going on, and I just
Right.
didn't feel like going with him. He was virtual, was never had that before, but he was virtual. So like me, people who don't know me, I don't like virtual stuff. Don't like virtual church. Don't like if I can be in the place where the thing is, that's what I
Yeah.
want to
Now,
do.
facts.
You know what
I'm
I'm
with it
saying?
too. Yeah. Yeah.
So like when he was doing virtual, I was like, I don't know if this is for me. But after like I think it was when was it this Thursday? Um, oh well, no, it was before then. But this Thursday was like the turning point. Before then, I told Willie and a couple other people that I know, like, I think I'm gonna let this guy go. I think I'm gonna go back to my old therapist because like he ain't hitting on nothing. Like I don't feel like we're
Yeah.
getting anywhere. Like we're not getting any traction. I talk about nothing within depth. Like I'm thinking I'm gonna go to therapy. I'm gonna say my favorite color is red. And he can be like, "Oh, your favorite color is red because you got smacked by a kid in the third grade." And that, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm thinking. That's my
Yeah.
expectation of going,
Yeah.
but it's not doing that. So I'm like, okay, like, what do I do? Like, do I have to change it over in case may be? So this time I go, there was a lot going on in that week, but when I finally get there, it's like it was something smooth. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna say it was a bunch of losses. Yeah, it was a bunch of losses. It was, but I ain't gonna lie, it was a pretty good amount of losses that were going on at the moment. And when I got to therapy, it just like the conversation was a little smoother than normal. I don't know if it was
Right.
because
Right.
God just like, you know what I'm saying? God was like, okay, I'm gonna give you this win, or I'm just gonna be in the midst with you this time, because you've been in your work. Like, well, I don't know what it was, but it was just like this time it was just easier to have the conversation, everything like that. So like what it taught me, what I felt like was what you're willing to put into it is what you'll get out of it, and don't give up
Facts.
before it's over.
That's
So
good. That's good.
yeah,
That's good.
that
Well
that was my
said,
that was my
Jason.
takeaway from that loss.
Yeah. I mean, losses, or I mean, you're the phrase throughout social media. Sometimes we see losses as spaces and places, to learn and grow. So I think they're very intentional when it comes to certain things that we go through. My guy, Dr. Darius Daniels, he always teaches, well, he's teaching here recently about going through night seasons and how God can turn a night season to a night school, into a learning experience. And he was like, um, church's way is avoiding the dark, but the king's way is being developed in the dark, which is the way of
Mm,
Jesus himself. So I'm like, yeah, that's that makes sense. When you think about us as or the church or the institution, we try to make it seem like that season ain't dark, or everything is just peaches and
yeah,
cream. Like, nah,
and that's a
bruh.
lie.
That's a lie, bro. Like,
Uh,
Lord gonna develop you in that thing. So, now good stuff, bro. Good stuff. Good stuff. We're gonna pivot. We're gonna shake it up real quick. Got to get to our first topic of the show, man. Um, we're doing something different with some of our segments. So this segment is we're gonna call the DFW Spotlight. Basically, us highlighting local legends who are from the DFW Metroplex that have played sports, basketball, football, baseball, whatever the case may be, high school teams, coaches, different people, man, who are from this DFW area. So today's topic, we're going to talk about the life of one of the top power forwards in his time, but of course his career was ended short due to health matters and health issues that he was battling. But yeah, we're gonna discuss the life of my guy, Chris Bosh, man. Um, Definitely was a guy who was skilled in his own right. So before we get to who he is, I always got to give a summary of who these players are. So some of his career highlights: he was Texas Mr. Basketball in 2002, McDonald's All American 2002, First Team Parade All American 2002, ACC Rookie of the Year in 2003, second team All ACC in 2003. Also, which I didn't even know that they did this, number one, retired by Miami Heat. So basically, his jersey was retired by the Miami Heat, which is pretty dope. NBA All Rookie First Team 2004, All NBA Second Team 2007, 11-time NBA All Star from 2006 to 2016, and of course, two-time NBA champion with the Miami Heat in 2012 and 2013. So y'all see accolades that my guy has had. Another thing here, we talk stats sometimes. Career points 17,189, career rebounds 7,592, and career assists 1,795. So yeah, Chris Bossman was definitely that dude in his own right. And so just kind of give you guys some context. Chris Boss is actually from Dallas. He's born and raised from Dallas. He's actually from Hutchinson, which is a suburb area in D-Town. Played basketball for Lincoln High School. They're known to produce good quality players over there. So to give you guys a little bit more insight of who Chris Bosh is, um, playing at Lincoln High School, I read this article. Looking at it now, Bosh began garnering significant attention from college recruiters after leading Lincoln High School in Dallas to the top ranking in the country and to the USA Today national championship with a perfect 40-0 season. So not only did they go
dang.
40-0 with Lincoln High School, they ended up winning state. So that's a huge deal. Then another thing I saw that was pretty cool, he compared his game to another great power forward back in the 2000s, Kevin Garnett, KG.
Okay.
Definitely one of those guys who I thought was a dominant power forward as well. Stretch big, can shoot the mid range, can dominate in the post, rim protector. And so him growing up in Dallas, he kind of mimicked his game after Kevin Garnett. And also, not only was Chris Bosh uh, skilled at playing the game of basketball, but he was also book smart. It also says that he excelled in school as a member of the National Honor Society and several student engineering organizations. So that man was book smart, and that man was out there, cooking them on the court. So yeah,
I'll
man,
cook him
y'all
on
know I
the
always got
court.
to give them the give the framework of some of these guys, man, that are part of this DFW Metroplex. So JJ, man, from what you know of Chris Bosh, what's your take on from what you know of him? I know he's a little bit before your time.
Yeah, I'm about to say I was so before I say anything about him, I don't know how old I was. It had to have been like under the age of 10.
Yeah.
I think he was on the Raptors at this time though.
Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He played with the Raptors. I'm looking. Yeah.
Um, but my mom, she had got me and my brother, I don't know what it was, but she like got us like, like the thing Hoop 360?
Mm-hmm.
She got us into something like that, and we met him, and that's all I remember. So like when people know "Hey, Chris Bosh this, Chris Bosh that," I only know Chris Bosh from the Hoop 360 thing. I don't know him from nothing else. I don't ever remember him playing. I don't remember
That's
nothing else.
funny.
But nah, it was cool. Seeing him. I think he had corners at the time, but
He probably
from what
did.
I do
Yeah.
know, yeah, from what I do know, Chris Bosh was a good player. Obviously, he won a championship. I'm sorry, bro. I'm having technical difficulties on everything over
Yeah.
here.
I see.
My fault.
You
But
good.
no, I do believe that. So I'm gonna say this about Chris Bosh. We know that it's hard to win a championship,
Yes, it
let
is.
alone multiple championships. So championship is
Yes.
hard, multiple championships is hard. You need everything to go right, injuries, right systems, right
Mm-hmm.
play calls, you know what I'm saying? Endurance, like you just need a lot to go right.
Right.
And for him, LeBron and D Wade to have won theirs, and there's a bunch of speculations out there of like, oh, could they have done it with Melo? Oh, could they have done it with this person? Could
Of
they have done?
course.
I feel
Yeah.
like Chris Bosh was the perfect person for that situation to get to where they need to be.
Facts.
Excuse me. And the reason for me is because like if let's just say they would have did it a little bit earlier, maybe he could have been more immature. You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't have assumed the role that he needed to assume to be the person he, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like it
Yeah.
worked with him because of where he was in his life and who was around him and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I do believe that Chris Bosh was a good person in the NBA. I do believe that he showed very much a level of skill that was worth him being there and worthy of the championship that he got. I
Facts.
wish I could have watched him. I would definitely have to go back and look at some highlights and stuff and come back and
Nah,
say,
facts.
is he that guy or was I misinformed? You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have to see.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Go back and
from my
watch. Yeah,
limited
go back and
knowledge,
watch.
from my limited knowledge, I feel like he was a pretty good hooper. So,
No, no, no. No, you're right. Chris Bosh was definitely that guy. You mentioned the draft class. Like that's '03, bro. Like that draft class
mm,
was stat. You talking about Bron, you talking about Bosh, you talking about Wade, you talking about Melo, like all these guys that are future Hall of
yeah,
Famers, man, were all in the same draft class.
that's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, 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 it's crazy. And of course, you mentioned earlier Chris Bosh playing with the Raptors. Yes, he did start his career with the Raptors. He was coming on the tail end of Vince Carter going out. Vince Carter prior to that time putting the Raptors on him out, him and T Mac. Taking Toronto to another level. Because I mean, nobody know nothing about the Raptors before them guys
Yeah,
got there.
nah.
So
Shoot, all I know is Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan.
Martha Rosen, yeah, and
That's
today's
about
yeah,
it.
yeah, most recent. So yeah, they really didn't have a whole lot of publicity and viewership, prior to T Mac and VC, then they leave, and then of course Chris Bosh comes in '03, '04 and plays those 7 seasons. But no, Bosh was Definitely that dude, and even you mentioned the championships. Definitely hard to win at least one, let alone back to back titles. And so you see him, Bron, and Wade team up, and you're right. I agree too. It was definitely the perfect fit for those three to come together. I believe if it had have been Melo rather than Bosh, I don't think it would have worked out because Melo to me is ball dominant. You know what I'm saying? He's
Mm-hmm.
not the guy to play off the ball as much. We've seen in the majority of his career. So I think Chris Bosh was the perfect fit, for those guys. And I'll never forget, man, one of the most crucial rebounds in the game six. They were playing the Spurs. It was their going into winning their second title because they won a year before against OKC, getting their first one. Uh, Bron shoots the three. He misses it.
Mm-hmm.
And Wade, yeah, he gets the rebound, timely rebound. And you have to have a level of awareness, man, to get it to the right person at the right time. So he gets the rebound, and you go back and watch the highlight. He dishes to Ray Allen. Ray Allen
Mm-hmm.
steps back, and the right amount of feet, and knocks down that three. Now, mind you, if you look at the context of that game, they were already trying to kick Miami Heat and the fans. They were already pulling the rope out. They were already looking to celebrate.
Mm-hmm.
Spurs is like, man, we got this in the bag, man. But hey, you never can count it out, to the end. And so that was probably one of my favorite highlights of Chris Bosh being at the right time in the right moment, getting the board, dropping to one of the greatest shooters of all time, knock down the three, and they end up winning game six and game seven back at home and end up winning back to back titles. But no, Chris Bosh was definitely skilled. He can hit the midi. He can shoot the three. He was a rim protector. He was a rebounder. So he definitely had a nice game. But of course, we all know his NBA career was derailed due to health injuries. With the blood clots. As I was studying and learning more about the end of his career, that was definitely tough to see. And even here recently, I watched the most recent interview of him. Not really interview, but him just kind of sharing his most recent experience. I think we talked about it of him waking up, in a pool of blood, man, due to these health challenges that he had. And he talked about on IG, how, man, that could have been his life. He felt like he was spared, and so. But yeah, he was definitely that dude, definitely great player. Led the Raptors when he was there those 7 years in rebounds and points. Yeah, he was that dude, man. Yeah, I think it was the perfect squad with him, Wade and Bron.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
for sure.
I think it worked out well. But yeah, man, that is it for our first segment, y'all. We will come back here shortly. Don't go nowhere. All right, y'all. We back, man. Keeping the show rolling. It's a sports therapy podcast with good conversations, meet great athletes. Um, this is a hot topic, man. This is a spicy topic right here. It's definitely something that a lot of sports fans are talking about right now in the game of basketball and NBA, Eastern Conference specifically, and that is Jason Tatum making his return back to the Boston Celtics after being out with a ruptured Achilles. 8 months. You think about everyone who experienced that injury last year, Jason Tatum, Tyrese Halliburton, Dame Dollar, all these guys who experienced the same injury last year. Definitely devastating. And now you see Tatum come back first game against the Mavericks, and yeah, I mean, he had a decent game. So, but I'll let you, since you picked this topic, kind
No,
of give me
because like
your
from
context.
well, first I thought it was 10 months, not 8 months.
It was less. No, it was actually less than 10.
Listen to okay, all right, my fault.
Yeah, it was
But
less than 10 months.
nah, it's just like for me, back in when was it when the Celtics were supposed to win? Because last year was the Thunder. The year before that was the Celtics, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the year before that, um, I think the Celtics were favored to win, and they didn't. The year after was the Cavaliers, and they didn't. So like for me, it's like, okay, I'm seeing y'all. I'm seeing how y'all playing. I'm seeing, y'all have a different scheme than everybody. Shoot a bunch of threes, fast pace, you know what I'm saying? Live beyond the three, die beyond the three. You know
No,
what I'm
yeah, that's
saying?
them
So
for real.
everyone's like, all right, y'all favorite to win. Like y'all really killing right now. And they fall short. But then the year after, they win it. So then, okay, it's about that time, let's run it back. So then they go and this happens. You know what I'm saying? Like when people are like, okay, we want to see if you guys can repeat it, if you guys have the same drive, if you guys have the same push, if you have like the same kind of competitiveness to go back and take what's y'all's again. And in the midst of that, no contact, a ruptured Achilles.
Yeah.
And sadly, you know, they ended up losing, but similar to his idol, Kobe Bryant, um, who ruptured his Achilles, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Um, he was out for a short amount, or he was out for a estimated amount of time, but then he comes back early. And I do believe, if my numbers are right, you can fact check me, that he had 15 points, I think this time.
Who? Tatum?
15 to 20. Yeah, I think 15 to 20 points this time. And I think Kobe had something similar. I don't remember. I have to double check. I looked at it was a thing on Instagram from ESPN. It was showing like the top 10 people who had Achilles and then came back, or had like a season-ending injury and they came back. And for me, the reason I wanted to talk about this because like the fact that you were at this pinnacle of ability, your keys gets taken out, then you come back. And I ain't gonna lie, I was like, he gonna be in the G League for like a month, get his breath
No.
back, then he gonna come back. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think he about to be doing, but not like he was like, I want to come back, I want this. You know what I'm saying? And like I really just admire that. You know what I'm saying? Like certain people,
Yeah.
they have these injuries and they don't come back. Some of them have the injuries, they don't come back the same person. Now, only
True.
time will tell, but you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot that goes into it, a lot of nights and a lot of hard work, a lot of preparation, a lot of physical therapy. Like, this is a bunch of stuff. So, you know,
Right.
obviously, I wanted to highlight he was, top 25 in the league at the point. So, no one else, Tyrese Halliburton hasn't came back yet, so we can't really talk about him. But, he's one of those people who got injured and coming back and doing pretty good. So, I wanted to highlight that and talk about that. So,
Nah, facts. Um, man, there's so many ways I can go with this topic. Of course, I've never experienced an injury to that magnitude, so I can't go um based on what he experienced. But what I saw last night, highlights against the Mavericks, they ended up, of course, beating them boys by 20, 100, 120. The first half of the game was pretty tight, but they kind of pulled off in that second half. And I saw when he tried to get his first shot, well, it was actually the dunk, but he ended up getting hung. Everybody was like, "Ooh, he's close, he's very close." And then he come back and get the putback dunk, and then right after that, he ended up getting an additional 3 points. I think Pritchard saw him in the corner. He hit the step back three, so three balls definitely still there. Um, but I think he looked pretty good, for his first game back, almost a triple double. I believe it was. Hold on, I was looking at the numbers here earlier. Tatum had 15, 12, and 7. 6 for 16 from the
okay.
field, 3 for 8 from the three. So not bad, for your first game,
Yeah.
coming back off of a season injury like that, and then two turnovers, not bad, one steal. And so definitely had a lot of impact, first game back, in the game. But before I go on, give you guys some more context on his return. And one of my concerns was how would that affect the chemistry of the team now? You know, Jalen Brown being the leader prior to him coming back, leading the way for the pack. And a lot of people didn't expect them to be, you know, a top team in the East coming into the season. You know, they number two in the East. People didn't probably expect that. Probably thought that they would be at the bottom. Um, but they were looking good. But to get some context on the difference between Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown, I was reading this article and it was talking about usage, ball usage. So it said Tatum has led the Celtics in shot attempts in each of the past 6 seasons. The last Celtics player to shoot the ball more frequently than Tatum was Kyrie Irving in 2018, 2019. So with such a high
Mm,
volume player re-entering the Boston rotation, one of the biggest questions is how Jalen will adjust as he entered the fringes of MVP conversation by taking on much greater responsibility in Tatum's absence. Last season, Brown ranked 23rd amongst qualified players in usage rate, finishing 28.9 of the Celtics possessions when he was on the floor. But in 2025-26, he has jumped to second in the league with 36.5 behind Luka Doncic. It's possible there's some initial strife as the two stars navigate their new balance, with Brown ascendant and Tatum returning from debilitating injury. And so you see prior to Tatum coming back, him going from 23rd, you know, in the league when it comes to ball usage, the second in the league behind Luca, shows that he had to do a lot to carry this team. And he wasn't looking bad doing it. I thought he was really coming into his own. I never really saw Jalen Brown as a um, second option. To me, I always saw it as a 1A, 1B. That was always my mindset with Tatum and Brown. To me, you might disagree, but I see them as one of the best duos in the league, if healthy. You know,
mm,
there's a lot of duos out there that's doing their thing, but to me, I think Tatum and Brown is probably one of the top duos in the league that a lot of media tried to separate. Like, okay, it ain't working out. Will they ever get to the playoffs? Will they get a title? Should Tatum be traded? Should Brown be traded? I mean, be traded? And so, yeah, I do really believe that they gel well together. And so that was probably one of my concerns is how will Jason Tatum fit in this system now with the chemistry they've already built. It's like 20 games left. And so didn't look bad in the Mavericks game. He looked decent. Of course, you got to shake out the rush your first game back. But I do think
mm-hmm.
it'll give him some time to build chemistry, you know, with the roster and the team, with the games that's left going into the playoffs. And another thing you gotta look at before Tatum even came back, with them being number two in the East, they're 21-10 at home and they're 21-11 on the road. So that shows you that they still had the ability to dominate as a team, you know, with a collective effort without Tatum even being there on the road. You know how hard it is to win on the road in NBA games,
Man,
let alone, you know, let
yeah.
alone in the playoffs and the finals. And so for them to be 21-11 on the road, man, 21-10 at home, shows to me the depth of their squad. And so remember I told you this and we was eating last week. I got Boston and Pistons in the Eastern Conference Final.
Man.
You might disagree, hey, but I got Boston and Pistons, and if I had to pick, I'm rocking with experience. I'm going with Boston.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna pose these two questions to you. Um, before we move on. The first one being, obviously it's not the same, but what does it mean to have everything that you work for or have a image or a goal in mind, and then that goal be snatched from you and like have to sit in that for a good amount of time? The reason why I asked that question is because, he was obviously trying to go to the championship, but then, towards Achilles, and, you know, it could be position at the job, it could be I don't know, you trying to get a new book and it got sold out, or you know what I'm saying, just like whatever we go through in life, there could just be things that we have in our mind, and like God like takes it away. And for me, I've had moments where it's like, God, why would you take this away?
Mm,
Was I
mm-hmm.
not, was I not good enough, or was I not,
Was I not
or
worthy
do you not
enough?
love
Yeah,
me? You know what I'm saying? Like these kinds of things. And I
yeah,
feel like Jason Tatum may have struggled with that. I don't know. I can't speak for him. I don't know him personally, but I know that that is a difficult mindset or environment or season to be in, and not have, some solid people around you, solid roots of faith and like stuff like that. So like I want to
yeah.
ask you, like, when you do have stuff like that and you battle with that, what would you say would be something like to help you get out of that, if you wouldn't like if you feel, you know what I'm saying, if you're like real, like you're really dealing with it and you're like trying to get out of that mindset, whatever, like what would you say?
Man, that's good. Um, what would I say to the viewers and the listeners that's watching and listening? Uh, first of all, I can relate to Tatum. I remember watching a clip here recently of him, of course, immediately getting surgery after the injury, and it was like a mini documentary of him, and going through the that process, and him having the boot on his foot, being on a knee scooter, needing help from family to get here, to get there. And so you already know, bro. I've shared it multiple times that season of my life, April 2023, man, going through um, that surgery on my foot, and having to navigate that, which was very, very tough. And so for me, when you go through something or you have a goal and it's being snatched away from you, um I think the Lord has to really show us that everything belongs to him. So if he took it, it was for a reason. And
Okay.
so that goes back to, the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, and they that dwell therein. So at the end of the day, whatever we have, it belongs to him. Yeah, it's in your possession. Yeah, he calls you to manage it and steward it. But at the end of the day, it belongs to him. And so,
Hmm.
yes, we're human. Yes, we have emotions. Yes, we have feelings. Yes, we get frustrated. Yes, we try to comprehend why the Lord does things the way he does it. But if he took it, man, it was for a reason. And I'll close with this. Going through that period of surgery, not only did I lose the ability to do things on my own, in that same process, I was laid off from a job that I was at for 10 years unexpectedly.
Mm.
And so now I'm out going through emotional and mental battles. I'm going through financial battles, trying to juggle all that. And so, but uh, it being snatched from me definitely opened a door to greater things. Working at the library, man, I can say out of 36 years of my life, it's probably been one of the best jobs that I ever worked at. Is the pay the same? Of course not. It's a lot different. It's a different system. It's a different, thing. It's a different field of work. But when it comes to the people that the Lord has allowed me to connect to, believer or not, when it comes to partnerships I've created, when it comes to affecting my communication skills, running my own podcast, there are like all these other things, doing different events that the Lord has allowed me to be in these different rooms and shake hands. Has definitely been a tremendous blessing. And so, did he snatch the job that I was at for 10 years? Was it hard? Of course. But he opened something way greater. And before we move on and close this segment, unless you got something. But it takes me back to this phrase that, my guy Dr. Darius Daniels always says, is that the highest level of compensation is not money. The highest level of compensation is fulfillment. Because a lot of people can have the bag, but if they're miserable, if they're battling that, then what good is it? So, but yeah, that would be my
Well,
take. Another.
I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna let you carry on, wrap this up. But similar to what we were talking about off camera. um, whether whatever it is that the Lord is taking, one thing that I learned at Bible study recently was God is sovereign, which means He can do
Mm-hmm.
whatever He wants, with whatever He wants, however He wants. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't matter. And we, like you said, we benefit because He loves us enough to allow us to steward it, right?
Yeah.
But He doesn't have to. So like for me, the the way that I look at it is think of it like I don't know, like I kind of look at him as like a father who like I took like I don't know um I took a jacket of his, whatever the case may be, and I'm wearing the jacket. It's not mine, but I'm wearing it, and he asked for it back. I can't be upset. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
And he may give me a jacket that actually fits me. It's not super big. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like in that, like when we understand that it's originally his, and he's just asking for it back, we don't know what we're gonna get in return, right? He may
Yeah.
give us a jacket that fits us better. He may give us a better jacket. He may take us inside so we're not getting rained on. Like whatever the case may be, whatever's coming after that, we don't know. So like, don't get so caught up on the fact that we're losing something, but focus on him. And I feel like that is something
Yeah.
that I feel like Jason Tatum or people in general, when stuff gets taken away or when things change, whatever the case may be, it should force you to turn your head back to him, not what the thing is. It may be
Mm.
hard, right? Because human nature is to feel the thing, see the thing, this hurts, whatever the case may be. But in that feeling, we shouldn't let our flesh take over and then sit in it and then act on it. It should push us to
Yeah.
turn back to
Yeah.
Jesus and then be like, okay, I know you
Yeah.
took it back, but you're calling me back to you for some reason. I need this hurt my
Yeah.
feelings. So because you took it, you're gonna help me with it because you're not gonna leave me. So you know what I'm saying? Like
Facts.
in that response. So I hope Jason Tatum, in his low moments, I'll turn back to Jesus, seek that comfort, that, you know, that love and all that stuff to help him get through it. Because that is hard, especially at where he is in the NBA, stuff like that. So
Yeah, when you at the peak of your career and you in your prime, Tatum is only what
yeah.
26, 27. You know what I'm
Yeah, I
saying?
think he's 28 now, right?
Or maybe
Something
28.
like
Yeah.
that.
So yeah.
Something like
Yeah,
that.
still ain't even hit his prime yet. So yeah, now you're right. When you
Yeah,
go through something like that and for something to be stripped away, it definitely be tough. But um yeah. Um I think also for Tatum, I think he has a healthy support system. He has a dope relationship with his mother. I've seen clips or through documentary or even on Starting Five. He was in the first season of Starting Five on Netflix. Season one or season two, one of them. And they were sharing his
mm,
off the court, personal life with his mother, with Duke, his son, and then other people that were in his corner helping him, navigate things off the court. And so even now, going through that time of 8 to 10 months going through that rehab, yeah, I believe he has a great support system. His mom has always been there, since day one, even his pops, later on. But yeah, I think that's important when you go through things like that, because you can't go through it on your own. But Tatum, we wish you nothing but the best, my guy. We want you to continue to
yes,
get
sir.
healthy and whole, and hopefully help carry the Celtics, man, back to the promised land here in the um, Eastern Conference Finals. We gonna see. It's a lot of teams,
We're
but
gonna see it.
yeah. Before we move on, before we close, what's your predictions as far as the Eastern Conference before we close?
Um, Honestly, I only have Detroit coming out of there. I ain't gonna lie to you. Um,
Mm,
I'm not saying that there aren't good teams. I'm not saying that there aren't teams that may be better in certain areas, but just
yeah,
like The last couple years, there was a team that caught my eye, and I said, okay, I'm gonna rock with y'all this season. Detroit just happens to be that team this season. So
You talked about him, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
All right, we're gonna see Mr. K Cunningham. You know,
Hey,
we're gonna see what
and he
they
a Texas
do.
native too. Yeah, so
Nah, fact. No, he definitely Texas native. Shout out to Cade. But yeah, we definitely gonna see how far they go. But yeah, best of luck. Prayers, Tatum, get well, get healthy. I know they're gonna use you wise the way they need to use you, but you didn't look too bad your first game back, my guy. Continue to take it one day
yeah.
at a time. But yeah, we'll see y'all, man. Close out this show with our special segment that is therapy session. We'll see y'all here soon. And we are back. We back, we back, we back. Uh this one's gonna be this is gonna be very, very interesting. We talked about this a little bit earlier on in one of our shows, but it's kind of a continuation of what has been transpiring. But this is going to be our staple segment, therapy session, where we kind of get more into the emotional, mental health of coaches, NBA players, people who are in the sports world and stuff that they go through and experience, not just on and off the field, not just on and off the court, but in their personal lives, man, and things that can become attached to them and how do they handle those things. And so this is a continuation of those who follow sports, of the scam and schemes of gambling when it comes to Chauncey Billups, Damon Jones, Terry Rozier, all these guys, man, who have been caught up in gambling illegally, being connected to people that are in mafia. There's a lot of craziness, man, that's
Mm,
been going
a
on
lot of
with
crazy stuff.
uh yeah, a lot of crazy stuff that's been going on. And so, um, yeah, this is a continuation of that, but I want to kind of pinpoint it from um, his most recent experience coming out of the newsroom or the court office. And so, reading the article as he was coming out, it said that one player or coach specifically that he did not speak or acknowledge was Damon Jones. One person Billups did not speak to or acknowledge at the hearing in November was his friend, former NBA player and coach Damon Jones, who was indicted in a federal probe into rigged poker games and illegal gambling and has not pleaded guilty at both of his arrangements. Then it kind of gives the context of their relationship. 5 years earlier, they lived together in Billups' house in Colorado, riding out the longest, earliest months of COVID-19 pandemic along with Billups' best friend, Tyrone Lue, then the lead assistant of the LA Clippers, and Lue's cousin, Jay Carter. Billups hired a chef who'd been furloughed from a high-end restaurant, asked him to prepare meals for his friends to ease some of the burden on his wife. The three spent their days watching film of NBA season when he been paused, told ESPN in 2021. Um, this is quote from Chauncey Billups. All the time spent talking and studying, Billups said then after he officially joined Lou's staff as an assistant in Los Angeles. That's actually what really made my decision to coach. And it goes on to say Billups had worked in broadcasting since he retired as a player in 2014. He and Lou became close friends since they were teenagers. Lou has not been accused of anything in the federal probes and in the public statements on the matter has denied any involvement. Jones has played against both during his NBA career and served on Lou's staff in Cleveland. And I'll give a little bit more. Prosecutors alleged that both Billups and Jones were recruited to the games by Robert Stroud, a 67-year old Kentucky man with ties to the Gambino crime family.
Oh
My
my
God.
gosh.
In the indictment, prosecutors alleged that Stroud recruited famous athletes or celebrities to lure wealthy victims into playing in the rigged games, then paid them a portion of the criminal proceeds. And I'm gonna leave this last part of it and we're gonna get to it. Stroud, who also pled not guilty, has a long criminal history of violence and gambling, including a manslaughter conviction from a shooting during a card game in Louisville in 1994. Woo! My God, today. So
Man, oh
yeah,
man.
yeah, it's a lot, man. So what's your take the real on this?
Um, so I'm gonna start off with saying that I pray and hope that um the Lord's will be done and justice is served to whoever. And you know, sometimes the lessons that we have to learn come with a price. So
True.
uh, I'm gonna say that, but it's crazy to me how if you're not careful, not saying everybody, but just certain people that you can be attached to can be, oh Lord, we done went
Oh,
dark.
what happened? Jesus.
Can you see me? Hold on.
Huh?
My power went out. Hold on.
Oh, in the
See
whole
people.
house?
No, 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 no. I
Oh,
had it in external power source. Okay, we back.
oh,
We back.
Jesus.
But no, like the people that you're around really matters. Whether they're pushing you to do something or they're just saying come along while you're doing something, who you're around matters, bro. Because you never know. You
Facts.
could tell people. So this was before the Lord. He still had his hand on me, but he didn't snatch me out what I was in. There were multiple times people would ask me, "Hey, bro, you want to smoke? You want to smoke? You want to smoke?" I'd be like, "Nah, bro, nah, bro, nah, bro, nah. I'm good. I don't do that." Blah blah blah. It just took that one time, and when I did it, man, I was up about my mind, bro. I was doing stuff I shouldn't have been doing, bro. I was playing, bro. You know what I'm saying? So like in this situation, like y'all have all this money, y'all have all this like status. I'm not gonna say wealth 'cause I don't know their financial situation, but you have all this status and all this like exposure to any and everything in the
Yeah.
world, and you decide to just
Mm-hmm.
keep gambling, and not only gambling, gambling with people who are known for doing criminal activity and just like in bad things. Like I don't care how much money. Like people be like, "Oh, would you smack your grandma for $1 million?" Bro, what's his name?
Mm.
Not Jamal Crawford. Crawford, the dude, the boxer.
Who? Oh, Bud Crawford. Terrence
Yes,
Crawford.
Terrence Crawford. Yeah, so he was on the podcast with Channing Crowder, Ryan Clark, and Fred Taylor,
I
and
think I
they were
did
talking
see
about
that one.
something. And Channing Crowder, he was like, some, man, I would do it for such money. He was like, well, we know how much you worth then. Like, like we know your character. Like there are certain things that no amount of money can make me do. There's no amount of money that can make me put myself in a situation like this.
Facts.
Especially, I
Yeah.
don't know if he has kids, but I know he has a family. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's his immediate family, his extended family, there are people attached to you. I don't know if they're,
Yeah.
supplementing his money, whatever the case may be, but people attached to you. When you have that kind of
Mm-hmm.
responsibility, bro, you can't just be moving willy-nilly like you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I ain't got nothing to worry about. You gotta be conscious about that stuff. Like, you know what I'm
Facts,
saying?
bro.
It's just crazy. Like in the day that we live in, people who get the 1% chance of making it to the NBA and then having a
Mm-hmm.
decent to successful career after they end it, they don't like, okay, let me see how I can make my money stretch, how I can, produce wealth within my family. I'm going to gamble and only gamble, illegally gamble. And only illegally gamble people who are known for doing criminal
Yeah, for doing
activity
it.
and cutting people's toes off and putting people's in freezers and stuff. Like, what?
No, yeah, you know,
Yeah,
Mafia
no,
don't
bro.
play. Mafia don't.
Bro, bro,
Yeah,
I'm
Mafia don't
good. This
play.
is when you just hear stuff that people be doing, it's just like, bro, you just didn't get enough whoopings when you was little, bro. I don't know.
You get no spankers when you was little.
Man, something, bro, something.
Yeah, bro, this is definitely tough to see, man, tough to read, especially as, you know, a black man in today's society already looking to tear us down and stereotype us and make all of us seem to be gangsters and thugs and criminals and mob bosses and that's not all of us. And so when you see people uh who have had the level of success, Chauncey Billups, NBA champion, was on that Pistons team, Bad Boys 2.0, Ben Wallace, Rasheed Wallace, Rip Hamilton, like they had the squad, and then to go from that to go from this, yeah, it's tough, man. So, but yeah, he does have a family. You know, going back to the article, at the end of it, it said as they're leaving the courtroom. Nobody took questions or slowed down until they reached the van. Billups didn't get inside as soon as he reached the doors. He stopped, turned to face the crowd, then waited until his wife and daughters were inside. And so, yeah, you're right. He does have a family. So for his family to be there in the courtroom, experiencing that as well, trying to figure out what's going on, what's true, what's false. Did my husband, did my pops really do this? How do we navigate this season? Is he gonna go into prison? You know, for how long? Like it's a lot of elements, man. To like you mentioned earlier, when people who are attached to you and you are the breadwinner. Um, I think it's a different dynamic when things are stripped from you because you did it compared to things that are stripped from you because life just life, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Is I
Like,
think Bishop taught a while back. There's a difference between a perfecting storm and a correcting storm. A perfecting
right.
storm is just, you know, it's there to mature you, it's there to prune you, it's there to teach you life lessons to grow you up so that you don't become the same person that you were or stay the same person that you were prior. But a correcting storm is because, yeah, you did some stuff that you should have
Yeah,
been
you
doing, and
did
the
that.
Lord got to chastise you. Yeah,
Yeah.
you did that. It wasn't the enemy, it wasn't the devil, it wasn't people, that was you. And so I think there's the difference between those two. But yeah, man, it's tough. Yeah, this is tough to um see him go through. So I uh guess we'll see what unfolds, my guy, as we continue to
Yeah.
see what happens. You know, I think I know I believe he's going back to trial again with the rest of them to kind of see once they get out of details to see whether they will sentence him or not. We're not sure. It's um still in the works. So another thing that it said was, let's see, Billups was one of two defendants to be released on bail after posting $5 million bond. The other was Anthony Shaderman, whoever that is, whom prosecutors alleged was the primary money launderer in the operation. Though that was the largest sum of any of the 31 defendants to post bail, legal experts consulted by ESPN suggest that amount could be due to lenient conditions put on his release, as well as Billups' means to notoriety. Billups used his house he owns in Colorado as collateral for the bond, which was signed in court by his wife and by his daughter, Sydney. Then I'll close with this. Billup has been in one of his two Colorado houses for the past several months, according to sources with direct knowledge of his whereabouts. The 15,000 square foot Greenwood Village estate he purchased in 2007 was used as collateral for his $5 million bond. He sold his late Oswego organ house for 4.275 million shortly
Dang.
after his arrest and indefinite. unpaid leave from his head coaching job with the Trailblazers.
That's crazy.
Jesus, 4.275. My God, where is mine? I promise you, Lord,
You
I'll
got
steal
houses
it.
on houses that you just need more money? Crazy.
Yeah, man. Hey, what profit a man to gain the world and lose his soul, huh?
I
But yeah,
I I, I hope he if he doesn't get convicted or he does get convicted, either way, I hope
yeah,
he's learned his lesson. And I hope people have learned their lesson.
yeah,
Stop. I talked to you, my homie that I'm cool with at the Bible study that be going to. He be gambling.
yeah.
I don't want him in the same predicament. I'm gonna tell him about this story. I'm like, bro, stop while you ahead, bro. Cause you gonna get caught up in one of these gambling things. When the people like, hey, you wanna make some money, you gonna be in one of these group chats. The next thing you know, the cops gonna be at your door. Hey,
Hey, what's
he saw you.
facts? Man. You're gonna be eating and wake up and
Man, gonna be in ramen
yeah,
noodles and
that's
cigarettes.
put some on my commissary.
Man,
No, man, but yeah, that is the show. We appreciate y'all rocking with us, hanging tight with us, man. This is Sports Therapy, the host with the most, Willie Beeman, and my guy,
JJ.
JJ. Yeah, we appreciate y'all, man. We got more hot content coming for y'all. Do us a favor, do us a huge favor, man. Hit that subscribe button. All Things Spotlight. Go follow us on Spotlight Media Group on YouTube. Where you see all of our dope content. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that, man. We
Everything.
greatly appreciate
Everything.
everything, everything. But yeah, man, we see y'all. We see y'all. Peace.